Hi there, I'm Phil Worrell. I'm here in my home office today with my office mate Bailey. Say hi, Bailey. Hello. There you go. And she just reminded me that we needed to record our on-demand video presentation for the 2022 NSGIC mid-year meeting. So we're going to do that right now, and she's going to go take a nap somewhere. Go on, sit down. Good girl. Okay. If you're not aware, I'm NSGIC's project engineer for our For the Nation projects. And those FTN projects are with USGS that are currently for the 3D elevation program, 3DEP, and the 3D hydrography program, or 3D HP. You might recall that Bailey and I co-presented an on-demand presentation on NSGIC's 3DEP Hub at our 2020 annual conference. So we are really excited about the chance to present about 3D HP this year. So hopefully Bailey will be good and lay down, and we can go play in the snow afterwards. And so let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we will be ready to go. As you can see, the title of this presentation is Introducing the NSGIC 3D Hydrography Program for the Nation Information Hub. And as I mentioned, this is currently one of our two projects NSGIC has with the USGS, 3DEP and 3D HP. And these are both cooperative agreements with USGS designed to engage the states and local governments and their private sector partners in the acquisition of 3DEP LiDAR, if you're in Alaska, data, and then the creation of a modernized national hydrography data set that's derived from and aligned with the 3DEP elevation data. So here's the latest effort with the development of this in the 3D HP space. It's our 3D HP information hub. And the homepage currently looks like this. And it's been built on NSGIC's ArcGIS Online organization account and uses Esri's hub technology. And we are currently releasing it at the mid-year this year. So this is the first time we're rolling this out. Now you can access it right from the NSGIC.org homepage. If you go to initiatives and right under 3DEP for the Nation, you'll see 3D HP for the Nation, and that will launch this hub site that we're going to be looking at today. So the hub is intended to serve as a workspace for the collection and dissemination of 3D HP standards, projects, and products that the states will be interested in using. As you may know, last year NSGIC and USG first entered into what we were calling at that time was an elevation-derived hydrography cooperative agreement. And this project has now since morphed and been rebranded as what you're seeing here today is NSGIC's current 3D Hydrography for the Nation program. A big reason for this change is that even though the accurate and efficient development of elevation-derived hydrography from 3DEP LiDAR is really the linchpin to the success of this program, there is a whole lot more involved than just EDH. And we're going to talk about some of that today, and you'll see some of the resources that will be available to you. Moving on. A major goal of our 3D HP program, again, is to engage state, local governments, and their private sector partners to help modernize each state's national hydrography data set using all of this new 3DEP program data that we now have available to us. And this here is the USGS's FY21 BAA status map for 3DEP. And it's showing about 86% of the country either completed or in progress or under contract. And this aligns really well with USGS acquisition goals to get 100% of the country done by FY23. Of course, there's a caveat to that, and that's provided sufficient funding available to the program. Historically, USGS program has been underfunded every year. So given that, really, these are some really impressive results and speak to a strong federal agency, state government, and even local government partnerships that have helped make this all happen. So it's really impressive work. So what are we talking about? You know, as a result of having all this new highly accurate and highly detailed LiDAR data available, states are going to be able to create new, up-to-date, highly accurate, and local resolution, which is much more detailed, hydrography line work, hydro areas, and watershed boundary data that's aligned with this new 3DEP data. I'm showing you here on the screen my home state, Indiana, as an example. We had the benefit of already going through a statewide local resolution NHD development project. We used our original statewide QL3 LiDAR data when we did this back in 2011 through 14. And we're actually currently now planning an update of our NHD and WBD from our latest QL2 statewide 3DEP LiDAR that was collected in 2016 through 2020. So it's an ongoing process. So like I previously said, elevation drive hydrography is important, but it's really much more. As you can see here in the 3D NTM model that USGS is envisioning, you know, that EDH is simply a component of the bigger picture. USGS is currently documenting this vision in their new 3D HP, a call to action that's going to be released later this year. And you may remember back in 2014, the USGS 3DEP, a call to action that really got the ball rolling for what we now know, you know, to be this highly successful 3DEP BAA program today. So we're looking forward to a similar program and opportunity with respect to hydrography. So let's talk about the new 3D HP hub. Went backwards. There we go. Sorry. As a result of this presentation, I hope you will be able to better understand the purpose of this hub, its content, both the state and federal content, obviously how to use it, and really have an appreciation for that the 3D hydrography program is a lot more involved than just the elevation-derived hydrography. But again, that accurate and efficient EDH development from 3DEP LiDAR is the linchpin to this program's success. Also hope that the hub will become your place to go for all the resources, not just the state resources, but the federal resources that you will discover or that you use today as this project evolves. So let's go and get into the demo. You're seeing the URL here at the bottom of the screen, but remember, that's directly accessible from the NSGIC.org website as well. So let me just jump over to it So now we're live. And first thing on the home page, I guess I'd like to point out is the menu bar at the top provides navigation to all the main pages within the hub. We're currently on the home page, but we can see we can simply tab through and quickly access the additional pages and resources that are available. You'll notice every page also has a search bar built into it. The only exception is our last page, which is our federal hydrography data resources. But on every page you have the basic same layout with the ability to do a search within the hub content. At this point, the searching is fairly limited. We're in the process of working with USGS on a review and edit of the main components or content of the site. So I have not built out the full-blown search capabilities within the Esri Hub environment, but we'll be doing that shortly. But I'll just give you a really simple example. I just searched for the word dashboard in this from the search bar, and we get the results in the standard hub search result here. And we can see that one has been returned with the actual link to the dashboard. And I just simply want to demonstrate to you that there's many ways to navigate and find the same content within the hub, browsing through pages, doing searches, or pushing on the card buttons that you're going to see here in a minute that are on the different pages. But this is a really nice way to find the resources without having to spend a lot of time is simply by using the search capability. I'll talk about this dashboard here in a second, but just wanted to show you the capabilities of getting to it. The dashboard is also maintained or available right from the bottom of the home page, and that's what you're seeing here. Now it's a little bit more compressed in viewing here, but you have the ability to expand out the different widgets as desired to see the different components. So it does work in this real estate space, but we can also open it up as a full view. If I go to, for example, our state and regional hydrography activities, the first card on this page basically will open up that same dashboard in a full window. So there really briefly are three ways to get the same resource in the hub. This is really a nice tool in that we're using this to, again, identify all kinds of activities, whether they're state-based, regional, or national, related to the 3D hydrography program. And we classify those activities into these different types here that you're seeing. So, for example, case studies that are presented, and that's the biggest one here, case studies that have been presented at our monthly NSGIC 3D virtual forums are published in our learning link, and they're available here. And you can see the push pins on the map showing the different project locations, but you can also see down below in the list a description of the each one of the individual case studies listed by state. And you can also push a pin on the map and get a pop-up for the same information. So lots of ways to slice and dice and get to the information. And when you go to that information, it simply is clicking on the link, and it takes us directly to the NSGIC learning link where that information, in this case, has been published. This is one of the most recent presentations we had a couple of weeks ago on geomorphons, and that recording will be available right here for viewing, along with other materials that get published with the presentation. So simply close the window then when we're done, and we can go back to the cards. So if you're interested in attending any of these webinars, the easiest way is to look for them, or one of the easiest ways is to look for them on the NSGIC calendar. So we have a link directly there for you to link to and sign up. You also have the ability to contribute your own case studies if, in case we have not, if maybe it wasn't presented through NSGIC, it may be something you're doing local or regionally. We have two ways for you to contribute your own case studies to our project. We have this detailed survey and we have a brief survey. They basically are the same. The detailed just asks more questions. Say, for example, if you don't have a website where you've documented all these things, this detailed survey is a good way for you to share that information, and then it will become available and documented through the hub. Where if you already have gone to all that effort and published something, then this brief survey is really the way to go. It's really literally only 4 questions. You identify the type of what your case study is, so it gets the appropriate color on the map. You give it the name, you give us the URL, and then you give us the state it's in, or if it's continental United States or a region. And then we also ask you, this is your opportunity to put the pin on the map where you want it to show up. So that is basically all it takes to submit a case study, and it will immediately appear on the dashboard. I do curate it, but I curate it after the fact, so please don't post junk. But it literally is posted immediately and will appear on the dashboard when you submit your survey. So I kind of like that as being a quick way to contribute your data. Very painless. Other resources on here. Coming soon, we're going to have some critical factors report that Linda's been working on, and that will be available here, as well as other things. These pages are going to grow quite dynamically as the project evolves, and we're still in the early days of development on this project. So a lot of this information will be supplemented and mature as time goes on. If you're a NSGIC member and you want to directly plug into this community, simply click here on the link and we go to my NSGIC page where you can sign up for the communities. And there's 2 of them out there right now with hydrography. There's the interest group and the working group. And I recommend, if for general interest, starting out with the interest group membership, and you can always morph into the working group, which is a more active role in developing your own EDH and other 3D-HP products. So, but definitely, if you're not already a member of the 3D-HP interest group, please sign up today. Now, if you're not an NSGIC member, we've got a way for you to join as well. We recognize there are a lot of state stewards of hydrography data who are not normally NSGIC members. So we're offering this opportunity basically by filling out this Google form, you can get a limited membership into the My NSGIC communities for these interest groups. And so strongly encourage GIOs to reach out to your NHD and WBD and in general water stewards in your state, and get them to participate in this conversation, because there's a lot to know and there's also a lot to learn. So that's a way to do it right there. If you're wondering who some of those folks are, by the way, we have linked here to USGS's National Hydrography Stewardship Contact List. This is the official USGS site where they list your state geospatial liaison, and it lists both your WBD and your NHD stewards in your state. So it's a quick way to access or know who those folks are. Also, if by chance this information is out of date, this is a great opportunity to see who is on record for those points of contact and get those updated. Again, the content will grow here as the project grows, but gives you an idea of some of the resources. So you want to learn more about 3D hydrography. That's what our next page here will help you do. This has access to all the current USGS 3D hydrography program specifications and documents. Gives a little narrative description of it, and then the cards below link you to those resources. Now, USGS is in the process of developing a lot of these resources today. So a number of these initial tabs are not websites. They're actually, at this point, still just like PowerPoint presentations. And with the websites and the more formal pages to come in the future. So a number of these are very early development, but have a lot of detail about the background of the program. And like I said, as time goes on, will be replaced with actual websites published and stood up by the USGS. There are, though, a number of already published documents, and they're available here as well. The first two biggies are the related to the elevation-derived hydrography specifications. And there's two. There's a spec document, and then there's the read rules for developing the EDH. And those are both published documents that you can access here. All of this work that is being started with the 3D hydrography program started with a USGS National Hydrography Requirements and Benefits Study. And that is all that background information is published here as well. So I encourage you, if you want to see what your state initially reported for your hydrography needs back in the day, that information is all available here. And I believe that goes all the way back to 2011 or 14. It's got quite a legacy going on there. So we also are starting to have some other new documents. The National Hydrography Infrastructure is literally that, the infrastructure that will support this 3D HP environment. And some of the information is available there as well. And I would encourage you to do that. One of the things you're going to find with the hub is that anything that is directly linked or added to the hub will be searchable or discovered within the hub environment. But there are many more resources on these pages that will not be directly consumed or discoverable through the hub, but can definitely be discovered through the web pages that we link to. So strongly encourage you to keep that in mind when you're navigating the hub, that if you don't find something directly through the hub search or through a hub card, and you feel it is important that it should be part of something that we directly link to, please let me know, and we will figure out where and how to add it. And to let me know, all you need to do is on the home page, right there at the top, is both Linda and my contact information, email, and all you need to do is click on this and send me an email or send Linda an email and let us know your feedback and what you'd like to see us add or update on the hub. Moving on, hydrography software resources is the next category. And again, similar layout with a description and then the cards. Now, I will point out all the tools, all the software here is software that is currently available for the current data models and the current technology. For example, the USGS NHD tools that are listed here work with the current National Hydrography Database and Watershed Boundary Database and NHD Plus database. So these are tools that you can use today with the current databases. We expect to see a lot of changes in these as time goes on and the new 3D HP data models and tools are rolled out. But so these are tools that work with them today, and they're both from USGS and US Army Corps of Engineers, and also private sector and open source tools. For example, I know a lot of folks who live in the Esri environment use the ArcHydro tools that Esri has published and makes available to work with ArcGIS Desktop and ArcGIS Pro. We also have a number of open source tools that are available. I'm not personally familiar with these tools, but this one, for example, set of tools is a plugin integrated with QGIS to perform a whole slew of water analysis and modeling applications. So I'd encourage any of you that are using these to, you can access them here, but also if there are some key tools that we have missed in this initial publication, please, please let us know, and we will update them accordingly. Similarly, hydrography education resources. We link obviously to our NSGIC Learning Link resources, but also to the USGS and other federal partner resources, as well as private sector tools. So we have access to just the straight up Learning Link page here with all the content. We also have access to the USGS has a really good YouTube channel where they publish all the tutorials and training related to their national hydrography data sets. Encourage you to look there for any resources that you might need. We also have the printed materials for, or web materials, I should say, related to that. The NHD User's Guide, this again, based on the current data and data model, has a lot of resources, not only printed materials, but they have a video library here as well. Some of them link to the same YouTube videos, but there are some different tools. There's also some interactive tutorials that you can go through to learn the different workflows with the NHD and WBD database. So these are good resources. And again, these will evolve as the new data models and specifications move forward. Related to that, we have some public commercial software training materials as well. Esri's ArcHydro in Action, both for the ArcGIS Desktop and using it in ArcGIS Pro, and this one here on developing hydro condition DEMS, which is a hot topic for many of the users of their 3DEP data. So encourage you to look at all of these training resources. Last but not least is our page of federal hydrography data sets and the exploring of them. The top row are the primary data sets that most people are using for federal hydrography data sets. There's the NHD and WBD data sets from USGS, and we're taking you directly to the home page for either data download or accessing the REST services to get access to the data. We're not duplicating any of this data within our hub. We're simply pointing to these resources, whether they are federal or state, and as they are published and made available. Same thing for NHD Plus, access that data. Same thing, the home links with the access to the data and the services and how to use it with additional information. National Wetlands Inventory takes us to the Wetlands Mapper, which there's multiple ways to get the NWI information, as there are these other ones as well. This one seemed to be the most user-friendly way to get to the NWI information. If you guys have any recommendations of others, be happy to look at those. And then the NOAA National Water Model. Oops, oh, almost forgot. I have a very important disclaimer to share with you right now.
Hi, this is Bailey. No animals were harmed in the creation of this video. No cats, meow. No birds, chirp chirp. No cows, roar. No horses, and no dogs, woof, woof.